a lot of people are infuriated with Tucker Carlson interviewing this guy. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Barack Obama has not been a president for this many years. Shame on you, Tucker. You're just doing it for eyeballs. I think I heard Jon Stewart. If you can pull up Jon Stewart, it wasn't even Jon Stewart. I think I saw another person that said his failed propaganda show on Twitter. His failed propaganda show on Twitter after getting fired from Fox. So that's the storyline on what they're saying, right? But anyways, he interviews this guy. Bit risky. Rob, I think you brought him up to us like a month ago. Didn't you bring this up a month?
I did.
2 months
I pitched
ago?
it in a meeting.
He actually did.
What, Larry Sinclair?
He brought him up like a couple months ago,
you,
right?
And what did you say?
I said, not right now. I'm like, not right now, Rob. Okay, so, but the story comes out that Obama, that Tucker Carlson claims Obama smoked crack and had gay sex. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me read this properly on page 8, folks. If you got kids listening, tell them to go have ice cream and step away for a few minutes. Okay, all right, here we go. Tucker Carlson, during an interview with Dave Portnoy, revived Larry Sinclair's claim, stating in 2008 it became clear that Barack Obama had been having sex with men and smoking crack. Carlson noted that Sinclair signed an affidavit and then underwent a lie detector test saying, I smoked crack with Barack Obama and had sex. And that was obviously true. Carlson criticized the media's handling of the allegation, saying that the Obama campaign threatened to deny access to anyone reporting on the claims. He emphasized nobody reported on it because they were squeamish about sex or drugs. But because the Obama campaign said anyone who reports on this gets no access to Obama's campaign. So no one talked about it. And this guy was seen as a cuckoo, crazy, drug addict. He's got a big criminal record. And if you go back, look at his criminal record, it's between 1980 to 1986. And he does have some things, but it's mainly during that era. So they have to undermine him. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm purely going based on speculation. One question I have is, why is Tucker doing it now? Is it because he's now free and he's able to do whatever he wants to do, and he wanted to do this at Fox, and Fox wouldn't allow him to interview this guy and report him? That could be one reason. Two, what other motive does he have to want to get under Obama's skin today? And it's a trending topic all over Twitter, okay, when you see something like this. What are your thoughts on this story?
Well, first of all, Barack's he's a little rascal. That guy, besides the drugs and all that stuff, let's just really break down.
Let me be clear.
Yeah, first of all, that the night in question, the Larry Sinclair, Pat, he's visiting his godson. He's graduating from the military naval thing. He gets a limo. He leaves. He asks the limo driver, hey, I want to hook up with dudes and I want to do drugs. The limo driver goes, I have the spot and I know some people. So this is like he's delivering gay guys to Barack almost like Uber Eats, but for gay men. It's like Uber gay. So
this is in Chicago?
In Chicago.
When is this?
In Chicago. So, in Chicago. So, guys, he brings him there, Pat. He gets Barack. They have some drinks. He's doing cocaine with him on a CD thing. Barack pulls out a pipe and he smokes it. And even Larry Sinclair's like, to each his own, whatever. They start getting down in the limo. But here's the thing where people are like, why do you care? And listen, I'll get to that point. But let's go. I did a timeline, Pat, of suspect activity. And first of all, yesterday, Michelle Obama, knowing that this interview was coming out, she traveled to Mallorca, Spain, and spent time with her close friends, Jamie Costa and his husband, Michael Smith, a gay couple, without Barack. Barack stayed back, all right? Mm-hmm. Let's go do the timeline. 1999, he smokes crack with Larry Sinclair, who, mind you, Pat, signed the affidavit and passed the lie detector test. I don't know if any of you guys have taken lie detector tests. I have in the military. You're not a guy, some random dude that's gay and does drugs, and he's not passing it, Pat. CIA operatives know how to pass it because they train to pass it, okay? So I think his claim is legit. Let's go 2007. Choir director at Barack Obama's church, Donald Young, who allegedly knew about Obama and his homosexuality lifestyle, was murdered in Chicago in his apartment. He was shot multiple times at close range, twice in the head. No signs of forced entry. The door was unlocked, but the neighbors said they didn't hear a gunshot. All right. Fast forward, 2014, Joan Rivers, TMZ asked her on camera if the country was ready for the first gay president. And what did she say? We already have one with Obama, and Michelle Obama's a transgender. 2 weeks later, she dies on an operating table on a routine medical procedure. Fast forward, July 2023, Obama's personal chef, Tafari Campbell, a self-proclaimed trained swimmer, was found dead at Martha's Vineyard, right by the Obama estate. Allegedly, he was paddleboarding in 8 feet of water and he drowned. He was found naked and his clothes were like a far distance away, and they won't let us know who he was paddleboarding with. Oh, and by the way, Michelle and Barack, initially they said that they weren't on the island. They were there, and photos surfaced, Pat, where Barack had a black eye, but nobody got into that situation.
Brokeback Vineyard.
Exactly. And lastly, just recently, old love letters from 1982 resurfaced that Barack wrote to his then college sweetheart, Alexandra McNair, and in one of those letters, he wrote, and I quote, "In regard to homosexuality, I must say that I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal perhaps to perpetrate the endless farce of earthly life." You see, I make love to men daily in my imagination. He tells her this. And here's my thing, Pat. I can care less that if you're gay, if you're not, I don't care. But if you're holding on to that secret and you've been lying to us all this time, because technically, if this is all true, which I believe in this guy has no, why is Larry Sinclair, he's been saying this, Pat, mind you, since the early 80s. He went in front of in Washington and he told everybody, he's broke. He doesn't give a damn. If they're lying about that, what else are you lying about? What about those emails that WikiLeaks, Julian Assange leaked with John Podesta and Hillary and all these guys, where Barack and them are talking about pizza, Pat? Let's deliver $65,000 worth of pizza at 1:00 in the morning. And then they call us conspiracy theorists. Just be out and open, because guess what? Congratulations. You'd be the first gay president. Do it. Come out. Say it. What?
Anyway.
What anyway? Oh, Adam, you're like, you don't believe any of it.
Well,
listen, I don't believe it.
I believe that everyone should have the ability to speak. Nobody should be canceled.
Yes.
Including wild conspiracy theorists.
Who's a conspiracy?
Okay,
so all those things I listed are conspiracy?
I'm just saying everyone is entitled to what they, their opinion.
Yeah.
I love that we have, conspiracy theorists on the show.
Who's a conspiracy theorist?
We've had Alex Jones. We've had
how much of his theories that you would say?
Well, there was that one thing that he kind of screwed up on.
So he can't mess up ever.
No, but
a lot of them are right.
Some of them have been right.
The water turns the frogs gay, Adam.
Obviously, but then there was that one thing. All right, that cost him $1 billion.
Yeah, go ahead.
But all right, so it seems like you're taking the stance that Obama is definitely gay.
I would put all my money on that he's 100%.
So what are the chances? You just said 100%.
I would put all my money.
So
when there's smoke, Adam,
this is the problem that I have. I wouldn't put 100, and I wouldn't put 0. Anytime that you're like, definitely 100%, there's no question, I'll put every amount of money on it. Okay, let's just back up a second, because we're talking about this guy, Larry Sinclair.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we all of a sudden now believe a gay crackhead, Obama-blowing drug dealer, criminal.
He's not a dealer. He wasn't a dealer. Drug user. He used
My
it.
bad, Vinny.
Dealing is whatever.
Who's a known Satanist.
Okay,
okay?
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you
Allegedly,
allegedly,
who has a 27-year criminal history.
Not 27.
He's been in. Oh, so now you're Larry Sinclair's lawyer, Vinny.
Did you watch the video last night? Did you watch the video the whole hour?
No, I'm not going to spend an hour on Larry Sinclair. I was studying the economy. I was studying Trump.
But that's the problem, Adam. You didn't see any of it.
That's true.
You didn't hear anything.
You know what I did do? I did spend some time reviewing his rap sheet. So he spent time in jail. In Colorado, South Carolina, Florida, Arizona. He did spend 16 years in jail. He's had 97 run-ins with the law. He's been arrested. Hold on, Vin.
16 years? No, he wasn't.
He's been arrested for forgery, fraud, disorderly conduct, and larceny. By the way, there's now rumors saying that he's terminally ill. So he's going out with a bang. He's got nothing to lose. So listen, if you want to go on, I'm saying this with all sincerity. Go there, all good.
Okay.
I'm just inclined not to believe this guy.
So here's my question, Adam. If let's just say I saw something happen, okay, just because I've been to jail doesn't take away the fact. And I want you to explain something to me, Adam.
97 run-ins with the law that might smoke. You said there's smoke, there's fire, Benny. It works both ways.
But here's the thing, Adam. How can that guy pass a lie detector test. I don't know if you've ever.
Well, I actually read about that, and allegedly, let's use the word allegedly.
Go ahead.
The polygraph test is what it's called. Came back as it indicated deception. So do some more research, find out what actually happened.
He passed and signed an affidavit, Adam.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So wait,
Listen, I don't have an agenda. I love you, brother. You clearly have an agenda.
No, I don't.
That you want to convince the world that Obama is gay.
I just want to say
there's no indication of that.
Okay,
take a cold plunge.
Well, can I take one thing? Don't forget your thing, Patrick. If you had $10,000 cash right now and somebody said you have to bet one way or the other, you can't take the money. Whatever you win, you win.
Oh.
Do you think Obama's gay or not?
I would love to hear Pat's answer. Go ahead.
If you hold on, because I love this smirk. Hold on.
Hey, Rob, can you DoorDash some popcorn?
By the way, I'm asking everybody this question. Tom, be ready for this. Patrick, 10 grand. You are not leaving this room unless you make a decision, and if you win, you get to take the money and you go.
You know what you just remind me? You ever seen the movie Couples Retreat?
Yeah.
If a guy had a gun to your head, is this marriage going to work out or no? Yeah. Tell me right now. Yeah. You don't put a gun to you. If your therapist head on the first time.
Yeah. If you had to guess.
Jackass.
If you had to guess.
I once hit a guy in
I already know his
bounced off the
answer,
hood of
but
my
go
car.
ahead.
Don't ever
Go
know
ahead,
what happened,
PBD.
I don't know. I will give you ratio. I won't give you a bet like that. 10 grand is not going to do anything. But if I give you a percentage of these guys having this experience together, I don't know, 30%. I would say it happened.
You're even that high,
Yeah,
Pat?
30%.
30%, dude?
But hear me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hear me out on why I'm saying 30% is not actually that high. What's confusing for me is the following. Why are people on the left so worried if he's gay?
That's what I'm asking.
Why are people on the left so like, what is wrong with being gay, leftists? Huh? Mr. Democrats? Aren't you guys LGBTQ? Aren't you guys like, what is wrong with being
I thought
gay?
it was okay to be
I'm
whatever.
sorry.
There's also gay Republicans.
Shouldn't Democrats come out in support of saying, hell yeah, we got a gay president?
Congratulations.
Why are you all of a sudden anti-gay? Why are Democrats all of a sudden so concerned about the president being gay? Everything you're doing in California with all the schooling, all the indoctrination, you want more people to be gay. So guess what? You finally have a guy that's, stories are coming out saying that he may be. He may
Not
be
just a
bisexual.
guy, you have a flag carrier.
Oh, you gay?
So and then, for the other part on, stories, this is the part that's just, this is why, BMW and Mercedes are, trying to compete with Tesla and all this stuff. The left doesn't want to hear the story. If this person, the lady came out saying, rape is not about physical, rape is about thought. And Anderson Cooper's like, we got to go to story. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Let me get this straight. You will give that person, the psycho lady, you'll give that person airtime to interview them, but you're not going to be interviewing this guy. Yeah. Got it.
Good point.
You already lost a lot of credibility with me, so you're full of shit. What is the difference between those two people? That person's got credibility? This person's got credibility? Yeah. No, or you pick and choose your stories. You're not journalists. You are campaign managers. For a person you like that's part of your political party, they lose credibility there. With this guy, I watched him. Here's what he looked like. I mean, I'm just going to give you I watched the entire interview, by the way, just to kind of get a feel on whether I believe him or not. Like when I watched Karen McDougal, okay, and she said, I'm convinced we loved each other. I don't know if you've seen the interview with Karen McDougal.
That one you watched. Supermodel Playboy girl who allegedly had sex. Allegedly.
By the way, what did I say when Karen McDougal came up? What was my ratio?
You believed her.
I believed her.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I believe she loved him, and I actually believe she still loves him, okay? Because I'm going based on what I saw. And my percentage on that one is like 70%, okay, where I saw that. I'm saying on this one, 30%. I watched the guy, and, when you're running an insurance company or a sales company with a bunch of sales guys, your job is to know which one of your salespeople are full of shit and which one's not. Yep. No, I didn't sign that forgery. I would never do that. You're like, yeah, bro, I don't believe you. Okay, I don't believe you. And you take the paper and you put it on top and you're like, nah, this is definitely forgery, guys. I'm sorry, this guy's going to lose his license. You screwed up. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, my God, I was just afraid. I'll admit to it. And I said, dude, I can't protect you now because now Department of Insurance got involved and the insurance carriers got involved. They have you on freaking recording multiple times. What are you doing? Done, right? Our job as compliance is to watch. Now, it doesn't mean we get it 100%. That's why there's investigation, all this other stuff. I watched this guy. I mean, look, even if you're terminally ill, it's not this the first time he's coming out with the story.
25 years ago.
25 years ago. It's not the first time he came out with the story.
In Washington.
Yeah, so he came out with the story years ago. And, he's coming out with it again. It's not like it's last minute. So even to say he's terminally ill, that's more of a reason to say you want your legacy to be, there lies the man that gave a president a blowjob. Like, is that your legacy? So what is it going to say on your tombstone, right? Cracking blowjobs, right? That's your tombstone? Is that what you want your legacy to be?
Yeah.
Walking by, Mom, who is this? What is a blow? You're going to have to kind of go through that. Yeah. So, no, I don't know. I think, there's a part of it that's true. And to me, I don't know a lot of presidents. I don't know a lot of men who accidentally call their wives a man's name 2-3 times. I don't know a lot of people that make mistakes like that. I just don't. I've never called Jennifer Joe.
Ever.
I've never said, hey, and Joe and I, the other day, I've never done that.
Do you have any?
Who did Barack call?
Michael.
Michelle?
He's called Mike. He said.
Called his,
hold on.
He called
Michael,
his,
Michelle.
but
Many times. Many times he's called
So
him Michael
for
live.
me,
So you want him to be gay?
No, I don't, Adam. That's
For
not the,
me, all I'm saying is I'm staying skeptical. Yeah. I'm staying skeptical. And to be quite frankly, like the most pathetic thing to me is that Democrats are embarrassed if he's gay.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That tells you how much of a hypocrite you are that you're now defending against a person being gay, where to you it's normal to be gay. Why do you care so much? That's the problem I have. I don't have a problem with all the other details.
I have an issue here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
And I'm just going to say something. I believe these stories just as much as I believe the stories about Donald Trump. Let me explain. So, by the way, I'm not an Obama guy. How often do you hear me defend Obama? I said I like Bill Clinton and I like Joe Manchin and
You voted for Obama, though.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That I have to
supported
love
You're
him?
an Obama guy.
No, we're not going to play this game.
It's not a game.
You also voted for Obama.
I didn't vote for Obama.
Okay.
Okay,
I never.
let me stick up for my man Vinny, though. They call him a conspiracy theorist.
That's true.
I'm a
But the
coincidence
mainstream media, they went over P tapes, mainstream. Stormy McDonald's, mainstream.
Thank you.
So
My point is this: I'm skeptical as hell when I hear, Trump has a love affair with his daughter Ivanka. There's people like, oh, he probably bangs his daughter. I'm like, dude,
that's too far.
This is not a thing.
Right.
Okay. Oh, he goes to these modeling competitions for girls who are under 18, and nah, I don't really think so.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that Trump has cheated on his wife umpteen times and has banged hot porn star chicks like Stormy Daniels and models like Karen McDougal. I actually think that's true. Okay. But the point is, not every story you hear is actually true.
That's your pushback?
No, what I'm saying is this. I don't think that Democrats are basically being like, how dare you?
They are, though. No, they are.
No. I just think they're like, here's another ridiculous story
No, they are.
that they want to push. And the guy's married for the last 20 years.
No, that's kind of like
Adam,
let me
to be
give
fair,
let me give the
All right,
opposite side.
you read all this stuff, Adam. They're losing their
Let me
mind.
give the complete opposite argument. Let me give the complete opposite argument. This is kind of like a word comes out that Ron DeSantis running for president. Rumor gets out the first woman he had sex with is his wife Casey. He lost his virginity to Casey after being married, and conservatives say there's no way that's true. The guy's a player. He's been around. He's a good-looking guy. He's a Navy SEAL. He's a stud. But wait a minute. Hey, many of these Christian guys, you want, your virginity and your Bible and all this other stuff. Why are you now saying no to this? What happened to your virtue signal on being Christians? That's how pathetic this argument they're making is, that they're embarrassed about something like this. Now, for me, my question isn't even this. Forget about the story. I don't wake up in the morning wondering if Barack Obama's gay or not. That's his wife's problem. It's not my problem. They need to figure that part out. My concern is more deeper than that. Your name is Tucker Carlson. Mm-hmm. You got 5,000 people that you can interview that's going to be interesting people to interview. What the hell are you doing interviewing this guy?
Thank you. That was my next point.
But actually go.
Yeah, why?
Go. Why? Why are you doing it?
That's a great...
Are you doing it because, let's go through all different angles. One, are you doing it because, I've always wanted to do this interview. Fox never let me do it. I'm putting it into, Fox's face. Okay, cool. That could be a possibility. Check. I believe it. Two, are you doing it because you are on the inside and you have friends across media company everywhere? A lot of people that maybe were editors, maybe were insiders, worked at Fox. Now they're at CNN. Now they're at MSNBC. And somebody saw a memo or a link or a story or a conference call or a meeting that leaked and the door wasn't fully closed that said, hey, Michelle Obama's running for office. Mm-hmm. Okay. What happened?
Nothing. I'm asking Rob to do a poll to see if our audience thinks Obama is gay.
I already did. I can tell you that we have over 2,000 votes. 77% of the audience believes that Barack Obama smoked crack and had gay sex with
Bingo. Now I know who we're working with out there. Good to know, guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, but
77% chance. You're at 30%. I'm at 2%.
Can I make my
I'm
point?
fucking fired up right now.
Yeah.
A ridiculous audience.
So
love you guys.
It's your ridiculous party. Is what it is.
No.
Yes.
I'm a registered independent.
Yes.
We're not playing this fucking game.
Yes. No.
I'm a registered independent.
You've always voted for a Democrat president. You're a registered Democrat.
No.
You've always voted for a Democratic president.
I'm a registered independent.
Have you ever voted for a Republican president?
No, I have
Don't
not.
hide around the bush. You never have. You've always voted for left. So that's the party.
But I'm a registered independent.
But you can be.
You think I was going to vote for fucking John McCain?
You think
I was going to vote for fucking Donald Trump?
You can be a registered anything.
I'm an independent.
You're a Democrat. You voted Democrat your entire life.
You're a Republican.
No, I voted for Clinton.
Yeah.
I voted for Clinton. I have voted for Clinton.
So that's your out.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
I have voted for left and right. You've not. So no, because the position you take.
Yes.
The position you take.
What's the position?
Your position is like, I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this. Your political party.
No.
Your political party that you voted for your entire life.
Yes.
Your political party.
Even though I'm a registered independent.
Your political party that you have voted for your entire life is embarrassed of this story of, God forbid, Barack Obama being gay. And they're the same ones that push about people, supporting LGBTQ. What's wrong with that? That is absolutely insanely embarrassing from one perspective, okay? When I'm being reasonable to you, saying Karen McDougal for me was 70-80%. I'm at 30% with this guy. Not a 70-80%. I'm telling you I'm 30%.
He's at 100 though. Our audience is at 70%.
That's his opinion.
I can have my opinion.
Where are you at?
I'm at 2%.
Okay, great. That's where you are.
Okay.
But let me go back.
I have the judgment to say that it's not zero.
The next time, if you want him to run a poll, text him. Say if you want to run a poll. I'm making a point while I'm saying with Tucker, you causing me to lose my train of thought. I'm in the middle of it here telling you right now. Number one is, why is he doing it? You got 5,000 people to choose from. They can interview. So are you doing it because you want to put it back into Fox? Number two, are you doing it because you're worried Michelle Obama's running for right now for office? So it's like, let me kind of put this out there. I don't know. Is it number three? Are you doing number three because Obama never gave you an interview and you're like, oh, okay, you don't want to give me an interview? No problem. Here's what I'm going to do to you. I don't give a shit if I ever interview you. Here's my vengeance back at you. Great. Number four, are you doing it because mainstream media covered everything on Russia collusion for 3.5 years and smart guys like him believed it? And many other people believe that was actually happening until 3.5 years later, report comes out, oh, it never happened. It was actually funded by Hillary Clinton. Oh, move on. Let's go to a different story. And we have to all follow lead and move to the next story. Yeah, maybe that's why you're doing it, because mainstream media was full of shit during COVID. And there's a couple people that lost a lot during COVID. One of them is mainstream media. They lost credibility. Never has the word fake news been used until COVID showed up and Trump showed up and Russia showed up. And then people realized, you know what, this fake news thing is real. Credibility of how much Americans believe the media is the lowest it's ever been. Not in the last 10 years, not in the last 20. It's ever been in the history of America, because they're full of shit and the American people are sick of it. And you're starting to notice people are going to get their news from a freaking podcast. We're not journalists. We didn't go to Columbia University and be fed the same bullshit that everybody else is being fed. We're sitting here like regular people saying, why the hell are you lying to us so much? Are we supposed to believe all of this stuff is true and you only investigate the people from one side and not the other side? Is that what we're supposed to sit here and believe? No. We also want to ask certain questions. I don't know why Tucker did this interview. This makes no sense to do this interview.
Can I ask you a question,
Yeah,
Pat?
of course.
Do you think this helps or hurts Tucker's credibility?
I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps. I'm a reasonable guy to tell you this. I don't like when Rob brought the story to me and he says, Pat, it's going to get a lot of eyeballs and we got to do this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm interested. Okay, I don't know if I'm interested. And you remember, Rob, I said something like that to you if you remember this. I mean, we're obviously throwing, your job is to give different stories,
yes,
right?
And we've discussed similar things where it's personal lives that don't matter, like the Dylan Dennis thing. We discussed having him on, and you said I'm not interested in doing that.
Another story I will say that only you and I know this, where guys like, hey, this is what really happened to my relation. Do you know which one I'm talking? I'm not going to say the name, but you know exactly what I'm like, I'm not interested, bro. I called the guy back. I'm like, I'm not even going to talk about it. That's not my interest. Okay, that's your problem between you and your wife. You guys go figure it out. Now, if you are making it so crazy that we have to freaking touch it because you're putting it out there, then that mistake's on you. In a situation like this, I don't know if I'm interested in this story. Is it entertaining? Does it get eyeballs? I'm really curious why you would do it.
Can I speculate why?
You can speculate. Yeah,
right,
you can
so,
speculate.
You hit the nail on the head. Eyeballs. How much was Tucker Carlson's contract at Fox? A year.
40 million a year, was it?
No,
whatever it was.
No,
it's like 20 million.
20 million.
Yeah.
How much is his contract at Twitter?
He's not making any.
Bingo. So he's in the eyeball game before. Now I mean, he's the number one. Let's just say, talking head. I don't think that Tucker Carlson can be considered a journalist at this point. I would say he's a pundit, right? Because a pundit, their job is to give opinions. This is not a factual story. This is an opinion story. This is a guy who, at the very least, can we agree that this guy may have some credibility issues? No?
I'm not saying...
A gay, crack-smoking felon?
You went to... I'm not in your camp. I'm not in your camp. What I'm saying is this. I think Tucker is an absolute investigative journalist. I think Tucker is doing the right thing interviewing this guy. I think others should have interviewed this guy 15 years ago during the election and talked to him about it after he did a lie detective test. All I'm trying to find out is why you're doing it today. This should have been interviewed a long time. I think this is a miss in the job of the people of mainstream media that never wanted to talk to this guy because they were afraid of losing, credibility and relationship with, Obama, the person they all feared that they wanted Obama to invite him to their birthday party and their annual celebration or their inauguration, all that other stuff. There's a lot of clout in being in those types of meetings to say, I got an invite from Obama. Obama was a Ronald Reagan figure for the left. He was admired and loved by a lot of people on the left, and most people fear losing something to a guy like this. So for me, I do think Tucker is an investigative journalist, much better than a lot of the guys on the left. I would give I would put a couple guys on the left that I respect that are doing investigative journalism, and I would put Tucker on that list as well. My question isn't to lose credibility for that. I don't know why he's doing it. Now, he may have a very valid reason for doing it, and by the way, it could also be a reason that's none of our business. He could also be doing it to say, who the hell are you for me to have to explain to why I'm doing it? I'm freaking doing it because I want to do it. And it's a private matter that I don't even want to tell the world about it, but I told myself I was going to do this when I was going to be free, and I'm doing it. Great. More power to you. But on paper, I still don't know the motive behind doing it now.
I think Pat, great point where I had no idea, but maybe it was maybe he heard something about Michelle wanting to make a run that's going to, put us back into crap. Because, obviously the left isn't doing a good job. But think about it. When was Barack first president term? When did he become? 08.
January of 09.
Pat, if they knew the truth and Sinclair was out during that time and putting out these stories, that's not you think that's what, why they were covering up this, Pat? You can't have, he's going to be the first black president and then all of a sudden, oh my God, he's gay as well. That's something where Americans are ready for that. Americans they still want a family, father, wife, kids. It would have been way too much to put out a story like, hey, listen, he's the first black president. Oh, and by the way, he's gay. And just so happens that he's doing crack in the back of a freaking limo with somebody. Adam, I get where you're coming from. And my point is, I genuinely don't care. But when the story's out in your face, he's writing letters to his college girlfriend. This is before this whole situation that he got married, saying, I imagine banging dudes in my head all the time, all day. This is written, Barack Obama. They have it at the college, Occidental College. It's a fact, okay? These are facts. Everything that I said about Joan Rivers and Tafari and all this and all the letters and Barack and the guy saying he blew. I'm sorry, the truth, if he is, I'm sorry. It hurts. If it hurts people that he's gay, oh well, congratulations. I think good for him.
Well, we need a blue dress, otherwise they'll never admit it. Some blue boxers or something.
Yeah.
We went a whole damn hour without bringing me into the show.
All right, Bill, take it easy.
Because Bill denied it until the.
But Pat, you make a great point. You just woke me up while you were saying it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. What is the motive? One of mine was like, did he run out of guests? Because think about it. Sometimes
no.
Okay. So that's one option.
Tucker, when you get whoever you are, there's certain people when you get an email from them, you respond to that interview. Okay, there's certain people. You know, Tucker's on that top 5 list of people that when you get that email, you have to pay attention that's coming from you. Which means what? Tucker gets to interview, I would say, 95% of people in the world. You know, if he wanted to talk to them, they have to entertain it. And he's got plenty of options to interview outside of this guy. I just don't know why he did it.
Can I add one more thing here, just for our conspiracy friends out there?
Coincidence.
You know, we've talked about alliances being made with, obviously, Tucker and Elon on Twitter, whatever the Trump thing is. Do you know what Elon had to say about your friend, Mr. Sinclair? This is Elon Musk, who might have a little bit more knowledge in this general subject than any of us.
Okay.
Here's what he said. Mr. Sinclair is not super convincing, picks or. And that's my ultimate point. Anyone can just run with any ridiculous story, spout it out on any ridiculous podcast, and just go with it.
Pictures from the 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were cameras back then. I don't know if you know that. But if Elon is saying this, I think that's fair to say that this probably lacks credibility.
Well,
because he wants to see Tucker win.
Well, 77% of the people that watch one of the dopest podcasts out, business or whatever, I don't think that 77% of them are just crazy conspiracy kooks. They feel it. I could look at it like I could look at Barack and be like, yeah, I could see it.
There's a part of,
so they feel it.
There's a
they
part.
know it.
There's a
I
part
think
of
they're
me.
wrong.
There's a part of me as well that likes Elon saying this. There's also a part of me that says he has to say this because he's not got a CEO of the company that's like, Elon, what are we doing with this? You want me to get advertisers as a former NBC person, Linda Yacario? You want me to get all this stuff and we're putting something like this and you're retweeting it? You have to comment that you're not fully in it. There's a lot of ways to look at this angle on, you know, Linda could have told him, I'm about to sign a $500 million advertising deal with, 20 different companies. What are we doing here, Elon? Yeah. You're not making my job easy. I'm trying to hit my bonus. Those kinds of conversations
Pat,
could take place as well.
I just want to know is since Tucker's no longer with Fox, he's basically doing whatever he wants. Do you think he's like the white Tupac?
Is he the white Tupac?
Way less gangster.
I think he's absolutely gangster, and I think he's pissed on a lot of people off. And I think, how hard it is right now to be Jon Stewart. Can you go to the clip of Jon Stewart where he played the you know which one I'm talking about, Rob? I don't know if you found it or not. Just put Jon Stewart on Tucker. Jon Stewart, and then put Tucker. Stewart, Tucker, yeah. It just came out yesterday, I want to say, with Jon Stewart saying what he said. Go a little, no, not that one. Go a little lower. He just recently said something about Tucker. Can you go a little faster? Go a little faster to see if it's out there. Oh, no. Okay. No problem. But Tucker called him evil. I'm sorry. Jon Stewart called Tucker evil.
Evil.
He says he's evil. He knows what he's doing, et cetera, et cetera. And in a situation like that's the one right there. If you can play that one, yeah, go for it. Just make it bigger and audio. Go for it.
But to your point, though, about like a guy like Tucker Carlson, like that's cynical. What he does is cynical.
Starts with cynical.
Right.
And he hides the true motivation for it. And that's what I mean by the difference between well-intentioned, honest brokering and cynical manipulation.
Yeah, I definitely put him on the evil side. I wasn't going to speak for you, but
no.
For me, I put him in the...
No question.
I feel like he knows exactly what he's doing and saying.
No question.
I don't feel like he's ignorant about his messaging and his coding.
No, it's all purposeful, and it's marshaling very, very malevolent forces.
Yes.
No question.
But marshaling very malevolent forces. Like let's just say using the DOJ against your opponent, like malevolent forces.
Yeah.
Like using the entire mainstream media to attack an opponent and make the entire country believe Russia collusion was real. And here's what's crazy. I'm a fan of this guy.
Yeah.
I like Jon Stewart. Okay? And I also happen to like Tucker. I like both of these guys. And I love the fact that 20 years ago, John went on Tucker's show trying to bully him. And he leaves. This is when Tucker had a bow tie. It's right below it, Rob, if you can see it. And when he had a bow tie on right there, and he's like, this is just awful, right? This show right there on rapid fire, and he's going through it. We don't have to play the whole thing. I love the fact that Tucker got his redemption because Jon Stewart today is at a lower level than Bill Maher. I think Bill Maher is kicking Jon Stewart's ass, and people actually from both the left and the right like hearing Bill Maher. And quite frankly, I don't know who wants to hear from Jon Stewart on the right, except for a few people. Jon sounds more like somebody that's just defending his political party to be invited to the parties, and Bill Maher is saying, F all of you.
Yep.
Okay? I think all of you are full of shit. Just the other day, Bill Maher talked shit about Trump on Rogan.
Yeah. Oh, the whole.
And then he goes and talks shit about Biden about you. I'm sitting there saying, good for you, Bill.
Yep.
good for you. I want to kind of hear what you got to say. But anyways,
that's why I think Bill Maher has more credibility than any of those names you just mentioned, because he's willing to call out, ready for it, both sides. If you just want to play your, I'm on this side, so this is who I'm defending, or I'm on this side, this is who I'm defending, I don't think that's a true, honest broker.
But that Tucker story was the biggest comeback story in media.
Oh, huge.
It canceled his show. Jon Stewart, everyone mocked him, and then 20 years later.
Great story. Good for him for coming out, and then boom, he's runs the number one show for God knows how many years.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.